Welcome to Automation's official design competition. In this video, you are joining us for the finals of Category H, the crazy and creative category. Your hosts Chris and Rob are joined by today's special guest and judge, Deltariuns. Max is a long-time member and admin of the automation community and a very skilled automation car designer himself. For those of you who would like to see a more in-depth analysis of the finalists' designs, as well as an interview with our special guest, join us for our roundtable discussion in our next video. But for now, 11 cars out of the 53 entries have made it through the pre-selection process and into these finals. Let's get into it. With this beast of a six-wheeler, there is no can't do it. Amazing presence and kick-ass design for your dystopian future corporate elite in need of all the cylinders. Brilliant build.
It takes everything I love about, just those extremely giant, long land boats, personal luxury cars, turns it up to 11.
While I don't necessarily agree nor like the idea that this portrays of the future of transportation, one can't fault all of the detail in this. For such a small vehicle, the detail in this is just spectacular. Everything has something to look at, and the more you look, the more you find. Absolutely fantastic.
This is the kind of thing I look at and I think, why didn't I have that idea before? It's like you look at this thing and it's like, this is automation? You can do this in automation? And the answer is yes, you can do this in automation.
A tank. And a well-known one. Iconic one on top of that. Impressive craftsmanship throughout, but its flat look definitely would have been less toy-like with a rougher material or texture. It is predestined to be in many cool action shoots.
Pretty much ticks all of the boxes for me. I don't know, what can I say? I love tanks. The details are all there. I mean, look at this thing. You have the bolts on the wheels, even the tracks, which is something a lot of people skip over when making tanks.
While this go-kart is generally very well done and there's great details all over it, I have to ask myself, and constantly ask myself, could they have done something a little bit more interesting or a little bit more creative than just making a real-life go-kart replica?
I look at that front piece, that front fairing, I'm not quite sure how they did that. I can't tell if it's one piece or if it's a million, but I think it looks very well put together.
Is the hovercraft actually a land vehicle? I'll leave that to you guys watching the video to argue it out in the comments. This is generally a fairly well crafted design, but it's not helped by the fact that it's so very large and thus very hard to detail properly, and there are a few places here and there where the 3D fixtures get kind of messy.
The bottom layer looks fine, but the top layer, it gets kind of wonky around the corners, in the back especially.
A big piece of junk shaped into a hot rod. Sounds about right. Pretty well put together, but quite inconsistent with its literal and figurative levels of polish. The rust could have been toned down a bit.
Overall, lowered look of it, this is a really, really nice take on a rat rod. And with the rusted paint too, it almost seems overdone in some places, but overall, I think it suits the design really, really well.
This entry is absolutely beautiful from every view except for the front. It is absolutely let down by the odd and very boxy front and design going on that really does not match the rest of what's going on. It's really too bad.
That round vent in the door, blends so nicely into that intake light tube thing, and then as you go towards the rear of the car, it tapers together really nicely.
Flying to the moon for 2! That's an interesting color theme and concept, but considering the tacked-on feeling I get from the space parts, I'd not leave the parking lot with this one. It's cool, but could have been so much more.
Honestly, I don't know. I was just so taken aback when I saw this thing. I instantly fell in love. But I feel like it should be a very sort of smooth design, but a lot of parts of it feel blunt.
This tribute to a twisted metal race car is absolutely over the top and has all kinds of crazy horns sticking out of it. I think though it might be just a little bit too much and there's just too many things going on. Did I mention that it's also absolutely covered in horns?
The horns are very shiny, and like, I think if you look at this car, you know, there's horns everywhere. So it's like, it's overly shiny, it's overly clean. That's more of a nitpick, you know, and I appreciate the balls for doing something like this, and you know, just how absolutely insane it is. I think I can appreciate that part of it.
There's undoubtedly a lot of work that's gone into crafting this personal city tank. The rear looks almost car-like, while the front is oddly empty compared to the rest of the vehicle. Unfortunately, the suspension and tracks look a little plasticky. Cool build.
Very hard to design tracked vehicles in automation. You know, it's doing all the tracks, all the wheels, because everything's exposed, you know, all the linkages, all the suspension bits. One, like, it doesn't feel right for me to say this, but like the amount of detail in the running gear here isn't as up to par with the M1 Abrams I saw earlier.
I cannot shake the feeling that this concept car is creeping along on its forearms, making it look really sluggish. It is such a cool, almost minimalist design otherwise. Elegant, premium, and bizarre looking.
Minimalist, yet so complex at the same time, but from the past and from the future all at once.
And there we have it. Big congratulations goes to Astronomical GT for the winning design, to Riley for second place, and to Micon P7 for third place. For in-depth analysis of today's finalists, as well as an interview with our special guest, join us for our roundtable discussion in the next video. Also, subscribe to the channel and check out the competition playlist to not miss any of the fantastic and questionable designs that we showcase. Let us know what you thought of the featured designs in the comments below, and visit the Automation Game Instagram channel, where you can vote for your favorite finalist in our story.